Welcome to VMC, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Clay Cooper, and this is my associate. What's your name again?
Memphis.
All right, then. Let's move on to the first topic.
Alright.
Samsung has started putting ads for Pepsi and other such brands into viewers' personal movies without their permission. How do you feel about that?
I really think that's kind of fucked up. I mean, you know.
What defines kind of fucked up? Because right now I'm currently outraged because, just in the non-comedic sense, okay, if I buy Frozen 2, I don't buy the Pepsi ad that comes with it, okay?
I'll agree with that, yeah.
I get Samsung needs to make money, but I just bought a goddamn television.
Well, yeah, you see, what I take on that, all right, is when I go out and spend $2,000-$3,000, right, on this brand new, 50-inch smart TV, all right. I mean, it's probably going to be bigger than that for $2-3 grand, but all right, smart TV. I don't want to go in, pop in my favorite movie, start watching it, and halfway through the movie, the Samsung TV cuts in and says, "Hey, pause," and plays, 5 minutes worth of ads, all right. I mean, I just paid $3 grand for this TV here. All right, I shouldn't have to worry about watching ads that Samsung puts in. All right, I mean, I'm giving them enough of my goddamn money. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, fair enough. Here's the thing, though. I mean, just in the sense of why would I want that to begin with? One, okay, the movies. Okay, where is Pixar? Where's Disney's cut? If I buy, I don't know, Up. Where's Disney's cut? Because I'm watching Up. Okay, Samsung didn't make Up, but I think Samsung's the only people reaping money off the ads on Up.
Exactly. And, I mean, I don't know what they plan to do there. All right, because, I mean, there's going to be issues with that. I guess there is most likely going to be terms of agreement that the consumer has to buy or pay for or sign when they pay for the TV.
Well, I mean, it's going to be like that. Isn't that how all terms of agreement are? They know you're not going to read it. It's like Steve Jobs and his Apple machines. Somewhere in the terms and conditions it says, we, as Apple Incorporated, have the right to come to your house and take all your things and then rape your children. Somewhere in there it says that, right next to the, we own you now.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, that's the thing. They know you're not going to read it. I mean, when was the last time you read the terms and conditions?
Never.
If it's more than a paragraph, and I mean a 4-sentence paragraph, I'm just too long. Why? Why, Samsung? Why would you do this to us? I'm using one of your TVs now, and I'm scared it's gonna grow legs and start hitting me.
Well, yeah, I mean that's just it. They're no, your initial $3,000 investment that covers the cost of everything put into it and then some. All right, isn't enough. We have to constantly make money off of you, all right? Because you got to think for every, 30 minutes of you watching video content, all right, they get 2 minutes worth of ads, all right? And they get paid, for, say, $10 off of every ad, all right? Just a ballpark, pretty sure that's not close estimate, all right? $10 for every ad, all right? So imagine in a year period or so that they made an additional, $500, all right, off of you. All right, and then they got the issues of, why? That's what I'm asking here is why do you need that extra money? I mean, it's kind of like they're just being, kind of selfish almost here. Or not necessarily selfish as much as, it's just...
Well, I mean, I get what you're saying, but I mean, is this really unexpected of a company like Samsung?
Well, not necessarily.
I'm not saying Samsung's a bad brand. I own lots of Samsung shit.
I know, so do I. And I mean, I don't
I'm
have
just saying, like, is it unexpected by any company to just sit around saying, if you ask me, all CEOs might as well be some, like, evil dude, like, who looks like like Mr. Claw from, you know, what's that show, Inspector Gadget, you know, he's got a suit, and he's got, like, a cat on the side of his arm, and he's just sitting there drumming his fingers going, how can I make more money?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that might as well be every CEO to me, every marketing yeah. But, yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, like, I'm mad at Samsung, but I don't blame Samsung.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you see, the worst part about that is, though, all right, is as they bring in Samsung, for instance, as the leader of the revolution now, all right, they're going to bring in ads to all their smart TVs. Next thing you know, Vizio, Philips, Panasonic, all of them are going to be doing it, all right? Then you got to deal with it on every brand that you can buy, all right? Every 30 minutes of your private paid-for video content, they put an ad in, you know?
Oh, yeah, but... I mean, still, I don't know. Like, I think people are gonna stop buying Samsung TV, and Samsung's gonna click the oops error rewind, you know.
Mm. Well, yeah, that's kind of like, you know, Microsoft did with the Xbox One. They were like, yeah, you can't buy resale games. You gotta have an internet connection. You know, it checks in to make sure that it's connected to the internet every 24 hours. And when they realized, oh, crap, this ain't gonna sell very well, they said, you know what, let's not do that.
You know, like, just before we say anything about the Xbox One's former DRM policy, let's just mention that Steam has the exact same fucking rules and nobody's mentioned it for the past, how long's Steam been online? Like,
2011.
Exactly, like, how many times have you heard somebody go, Steam DRM? No one does. You know why?
Well, tell me something, alright? When it comes to Steam, alright, it's a free game manager, right? You buy your games from there, and I mean, yeah, you gotta deal with ads in the user interface, alright? But, I mean, considering that it's free, other than the games that you buy from it, you know what I mean? I mean, it's better than having every game that you own with a desktop icon and a completely separate folder on your drive, you know what I mean? Steam puts it in one place, you know what I mean? I mean, for the, you know, 2 or 3 ads that you see every few hours that you're on there, I mean, it's worth it, you know? I mean, they don't actually put the ads in the games, they just have them in the user interface, you know?
Fair enough. Like, I don't know, can you, but yeah, I mean, can you really blame Samsung?
In a case you can, but...
Yeah, like, I'm just saying, like, Nintendo's always trying to pull this shit, Valve's always trying, like, the new 3DS, like, what's the difference, really? Let's take a moment.
It's got a C joystick, that's
about it, and a really awful C joystick, might I add. I don't like the new 3DS all that much. I mean, it feels nice in the hand. I've used one, but it doesn't come with a power cable either, so...
Yeah, true. Well, I mean, you know, now Nintendo's selling the power cable as an accessory, you know what I mean? To state...
An accessory!
To state that, you know, well, you know, some of our customers already have the power cable. Why make them buy another one? You know, and you think that the price difference on the 3DS when they include a power cable is like, you know, $1.50. You know, when in the store as an accessory, you have to pay like $20 for it. All right?
I don't know, man. Like, you can buy a second-hand one from GameStop for 50 cents.
Not necessarily, all right? And especially since they're all, you know, I mean, it couldn't just be like, you know, a USB port, you know, micro or mini USB. It had to be all proprietary, all right? So it's all, you know, from that specific maker, right? There is nothing else like it. All right, there was no other port like it. All right, it's not just a regular, you know, cable that you would see
Well, how else is Nintendo supposed to make money? Make decent platforms and games? That requires man hours and work and creativity. All the creativity went into designing the head for the charger.
Yep. I can agree with that, but, I mean, take, for instance, like, on Christmas Day, a lot of areas had already rolled this out, so on Christmas Day, kids are sitting there underneath the Christmas tree opening up their 3DS, right? And they're like, well, we want to play our 3DS. They open up the box, and they can't find the charger, and everybody's all unhappy, you know what I mean? I mean, the least they could have done was, stated clearly on the box or something that this does not include a charger, That way people were aware that they had to buy it separately.
Well, it does. They do on the box. It's on the back of the box.
Really? I didn't see it.
I mean, I saw it. I saw it down there in the fine print.
That's really nice of them,
Well, here's the thing. It's written in the fine print. Like, I'll use that always as a fine excuse, because you know what? You should read the fine print, and you should read the terms and conditions. We just don't, because that's too much effort.
Exactly.
Like if anybody ever read the subscriptions to like the Apple stuff, nobody would ever subscribe
use
to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it. Like, here's just something I want to bitch about Apple for 1 second. You can only have your iPhone, iPad, iToilet, whatever you use, iWallet, iCondoms, I don't care. You can only have it connected to one iTunes library at a time. So let's say you have all of your music on one computer, right?
Mm-hmm.
So your computer gets wiped, right? But you backed all your stuff up to a Dropbox. Well, there's no way to you download all that stuff from Dropbox, right? Or maybe you didn't. Let's just say, for convenience sake, you have all of your stuff on that computer, right?
Yep.
So, and you never backed it up. You just bought all your albums and shit, and from a third-party source, okay? Let's say not from iTunes. And it dies. The computer dies, okay? So you lose all that music, but it's still on your iPhone, so no sweat, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, that's wrong, because you go to connect it to that computer once it's fixed but wiped, and it says all the data will be lost and transferred, so you can't even put your stuff on anything else, and you can never get any more music without buying it from iTunes on the phone.
Exactly.
See, there's a problem with that, and it really makes me regret buying this iPhone 4S. I keep it around because I don't really care, but I don't like that policy personally.
I can agree with you there. I mean, that policy really sucks, I mean, it was just an effort for them to make an extra dollar, because, I mean, like, for instance, in my case, all right, if I am to, buy a compact disc, all right, CD, with music on it, and import it to my music library, I gotta go in and physically add that file to my iTunes library to add it to my device, which is a real hassle, actually. But even then, like you said, my computer dies, all right? Let's say that disc got, scratched or something and now has a big old skip in it, and I can't use it. All right, I want to get my music back, you know what I mean? Without having to go back and buy another disc. So I plug my iPhone into the computer, all right, and it's been wiped. So I plug it back in there, and it's like, are you sure you want to do this? This will wipe the entire media library off the iPhone. All right.
It's like, no, I don't want to do that, but you're making me anyway. Like, all Apple tells you to do is bend over, and if you say no, then you're apparently an entitled asshole.
Well, I mean, it's like this, all right? You can either take all that music that you paid all that money for or whatever, all right, and delete it.
Okay, let's be honest.
To put new music on it, or or you can buy the rest of the music for all the rest of your listening days from iTunes. Those are your two choices.
Let's be honest here, friend. How much of your fucking music have you actually bought?
A large percentage of it, actually.
I feel like that might be a lie, and you're lying to all the kind people at home.
I have like a 35 gig library worth of music, alright? Now you gotta think, that's a lot of music. Alright, considering that the average music track is like 4 megabytes. Now, I mean, like 15% of that, I will admit, I did not fully pay for, in a sense. You know, secondhand music media copies. You know, stuff of that nature. But the rest of it, I paid full price for. You know, full price.
And now you're limited to iTunes.
Exactly. All that music that I paid that money for, you know, is gone on my computer, and it's left on my iPhone there, right? But I can't get it off, you know? And it really sucks. It does.
Pretty much.
Alright. So, let's see.
Moving swiftly on to the next topic.
Exactly.
DLC. It's been thoroughly abused in the past few years, at least in my opinion.
Yeah. Yes.
Let's just talk about Evolve. Let's just talk about Evolve. I don't want to, because Evolve was a really nice concept, and then it just shit itself all at once. It was great, and I was really, and then it shit itself. Okay. I'm trying to stay cool about this. DLC before a fucking screenshot of the gameplay has been released. Pre-order DLC before a screenshot. Now let's just think about this for a second. I'm trying to sell you a toaster. And then before you even see it at all, like anything about it, like how many toast ports it has, what the handle looks like, the fucking color, I say, would you like to buy the omelet attachment that cooks omelets? I don't even know what the fucking thing looks like, or how it works, or how much voltage I need to power it in my kitchen. Why would I want your goddamn omelet attachment?
Exactly. Or better yet, in a lot of cases, you know, where you go out and you pay $60 for this brand new game, right? And you're like, ooh, this is an interesting game. You get halfway through the game and it just stops abruptly. You know, and it's like 2-3 weeks later, a DLC comes out with the rest of the game for an additional $20. You know what I mean?
Pretty much Watch Dogs. I mean, let's be honest, it's pretty much Watch Dogs.
Yeah.
Well, okay, to be honest, the DLC for that was a prequel, but let's also be honest, the story to Watch Dogs was shit. But Watch Dogs was shit. It was average. Ubisoft, try harder, make more grow homes. Besides that, yeah, I don't know. I don't like the idea of DLC anymore. I like the idea, but when I buy Dead Space 3 and interchangeable costumes are $5, something just, I don't know. Something about me, something deep inside me wants to go down to the GameStop and just beat the dude's head in with a shovel. Like that's what it makes me want to do. I want to beat the GameStop clerk's head in with a shovel, and then I want to steal his car, and I want to drive to Ubisoft and beat that guy's head in with a shovel. Ubisoft didn't even make Dead Space, but I'm still angry.
Yeah.
I'm angry for Watch Dogs because I spent $60 on Watch Dogs, and I'm angry.
Well, yeah, bring up the topic of a lot of issues with Ubisoft. I mean, in my opinion, Ubisoft just keeps on digging itself deeper and deeper in that hole, alright? Because, I mean, look at, Assassin's Creed 4, for instance, alright? it comes out, and everybody's so happy and psyched that it came out. They go out, pick it up, they get it home, and it's like, they start it up, and it's just a pile of crap. Alright? And everybody starts having these issues out of it, and they say, well, we thought you would have all the issues fixed when you released it. That's why you postponed it. Alright? And, of course, everybody's all angry about it, and they're like, yeah, well, this next big update that we're coming out, we redo the entire Paris map. And, I'm like, is there any other map in the game? And I mean, it's just like, of course, they come out with it, and everybody's so psyched, and they're like, yeah, this is supposed to fix all the issues. And, of course, it doesn't. And where I hit on that is, if you're going to postpone it once, alright, at least finish the game. Alright, I mean, if you have to postpone it again, so be it. Just finish the game before you release it.
If they finish the game, they can't sell DLC. They can't sell the rest of it as DLC. I don't think you're getting the point. They need money.
Well, what I'm saying,
to make more DLC.
What I'm saying here, alright, is if you're gonna put out the game, alright, is if you're gonna release the game, alright, if you're gonna say, alright, we're gonna delay it the way it's finished, you know what I mean, the way the storyline is not necessarily finished, but all the bugs, the point where you can walk down the street and you'll just fall through the world type of issues, alright, and the only way to fix it is to delete your save game and start over from the beginning type issues, alright. If you're gonna postpone it once, postpone it again to finish the game, alright, and fix all of those issues. I mean, if you're gonna release DLC, so be it. Just fix the issues, the game-killing issues, especially, alright? That way when you release it, people ain't gonna be like, oh my god, this is horrible, and have to wait another 2 weeks for you to fix those issues, you know what I mean? I mean, just makes people aggravated to know that they released it with all those issues in it,
Yeah. I mean, I see your point, but I also don't, here's the thing. Let's face it. They really did not give a shit about the issues. They postponed it to kind of clean up the graphics and see what they could sell for DLC. That's what they did. There was, I'm a firm believer if a game comes out and it's made by EA, Ubisoft, whatever you want to call it, Ubisoft, it's interchangeable, or Activision. It's got on-disc DLC, and they're just finding better ways to lock it up. That's what postponing is.
Yep. I will agree with you on that statement, because, I mean, like you were saying earlier, in a lot of cases, DLC has gotten out of control. It's gotten to the point where it's not game expansion, where, you can buy DLC, it's optional, and you have this extra content. It's, if you want to finish the game, you have to buy it. Alright, if you want to see how the storyline ends, you have to buy it,
Well, I mean, here's the thing, okay, they make these shit stories, I can finish it in 5-6 hour stories, and then they release the prequel, because here's the thing. The game's not supposed to leave you feeling satisfied. The game's supposed to leave you feeling like you need to spend more money to feel like you've justified spending the money you've already spent.
Mm-hmm.
Because you gotta dig that hole for Ubisoft, because it gets tired digging its own.
Yep.
But, yeah. I don't know, man. Just the way DLC is handled, I like the idea of DLC. Do not like DLC itself right now. At this point, it's pretty much just become either you can buy this gun. It's slightly better than the free ones. You can buy this story. It's 2 hours long if you're not trying. Or, my favorite, you can buy $5 skins that do nothing but add aesthetic.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Dead Space 3. Thank you. I hate you, Dead Space 3. Please die. That game was terrible. You go. I kind of cut you off there.
Yep. Either way, like I was saying, it's an issue-prone system, and I really wish they would do something about it. So, you know, either way, I honestly wish they would do something about it. But I mean, you know, they're just they're gonna do it to keep making money. I mean, that's all they're out for. But either way, we're right around the middle now, so I'm gonna take it off to Clay to have a little middle conversation here about our favorite video games.
Yes. The topic today: our favorite video games of all generations and time. You go first while I try and sort through my game collection.
Well, that's the issue that I'm having here, man. I got like my top 4 favorite video games. And it's just gotten to the point where it's like...
Well, I never have a favorite anymore at this point. I have like a current favorite. My current favorite right now would probably be Grim Fandango. Just because I always liked point and click games. Like always old 90 clickers like Sam and Max Hit the Road and whatnot. So, you know, Leisure Suit Larry, shit like that, it's always been kind of my forte. But, I don't know, Grim Fandango, it's currently my favorite. I'll probably change next week. I actually kind of like Grow Home, too. Grow Home is particularly magical. But I can't give it to Grow Home because Ubisoft made it, and I'm not bending over for Ubisoft, okay? Like, I'll give Ubisoft a pat on the back. They did a fine job on this small project. But in the long run, I spent $60 on Watch Dogs, and I still need to beat someone's head in with a shovel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what's your favorite video game, though?
Alright, I guess I'm going to start with my list of top 3. Alright. Coming in at third would be, I would have to give it to Fallout New Vegas. Just for the fact that I can replay this game over and over and over with different outcomes. Alright.
Flab! Fallout 3 was better, Flab!
I gotta give it to New Vegas for the fact that, for one, it has better multi-core exceptions, alright, and I mean, that might seem like a thing there, but I mean, that's better handling with the fact that the modding community is just amazingly large for these games, alright, Fallout 3 and New Vegas equal, alright, the modding community for these two games is amazing, alright, I mean, you can find practically anything there. Alright, coming in at second, I would have to give it to Portal 2. I mean, given that I've just recently played through this game, the storyline, the fact, I mean, it's not necessarily, you know, a game that's full of storyline. I mean, it's more of a puzzle game, alright? But the way that it plays out is unseen. You know, I haven't seen it in any other game, just the way that it plays out before. And coming in at first, I'm gonna give it to BioShock Infinite. Just for the mind rape of an ending that it has, you know what I mean? It's just like...
Mind rape my ass! I saw that coming a mile away!
Well, I mean,
I saw the Star Wars ending coming in. I was like, it's his kid. It's his kid. It's like Luke and Leia. I mean, like they were brother and sister. It was pretty obvious. Like, if you have the best friend that you find mildly attractive and they happen to be the other gender, guess what? Guess what's gonna happen at the end, Mr. Incest? Guess what's gonna happen?
It's your sister.
I wonder what, like, just on a side note, I wonder what Luke Skywalker's thinking right now. I almost fucked my sister.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, the fact that, I mean, this game really offers not a lot of replayability. I mean, it's a single playthrough game, but that single playthrough is amazing.
I don't know. I need replayability. I mean, if
Well,
for number,
in a lot of cases, it's a lot of games have replayability. This game in particular, all right, I mean, it just stuns with a single playthrough, and I mean, I really wish that I could play through it again. But it's just one of them games that you can only play, once. And I mean, it is a really good game for that one playthrough.
I don't know, man. I could play BioShock 1 for many playthroughs.
Well, I mean, you could play it again. The only thing that I'm grading it on is that the storyline would not change as you play through it again. You know what I mean?
Well, neither does BioShock's, but BioShock 1 had more of a philosophical thing. It wasn't trying to be try-hard and edgy and,
Actually, BioShock 1 and 2 have different endings, do they not?
No, they don't.
You sure?
Well, kinda. It just depends on how many kids you save.
Well,
but it doesn't really vary that much. Now, BioShock 1, I don't know, would you kindly kind of fuck me up for a bit?
It did. Then again, I'm not going to ruin it for you because this, it has a thing there that it comes around with, and I will explain it to you later, at a later point in time after you have done it, after you have played through this specified section, but either way, all I'm going to say, all right, is if you enjoyed playing through BioShock, all right, play through the DLC, and you'll understand.
Fair enough. Okay, back on to a main topic. I fucking hate zombies. I hate zombies so very, very much. And I want them to go away.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody please explain zombie games. Explain the influx of zombie games.
Well, yeah, honestly, I believe that the issue here, all right, is that people are just like, well, yeah, this one zombie game succeeded. Maybe if I do the same thing, I'll succeed. And it's just creating just...
What defines the same thing, okay? Because let's be honest here. Left 4 Dead was okay. Left 4 Dead 2 was okay. I mean, I didn't particularly love the Left 4 Dead games. In fact, I hated Dead Island. And now we have Dying Light, and it makes me want to shoot myself in the goddamn head. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, but here's the thing. I mean, as far as zombie games go, I can only do zombie games for so long before eventually I'm just burnt out. Because at this point, I mean, it's the same cycle over and over and over again. You have a protagonist or protagoni. I don't know the plural protagonist. I imagine it's more of a herd. You have them and they are stuck in some sort of isolated area with the undead, the infected, the unknown, whatever they're calling them this time. I prefer to call them fucking awful. So you have the fucking awful and the protagoni, and they're locked in the isolation chamber, wherever that might be. Raccoon City, the island from Dead Island, the mall in what's that game called? The mall in hey, what's the mall? What's that game where you're locked in the mall with the zombies?
I don't...
Dead Rising.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, the mall in Dead Rising, and you always have the isolation, and then you have the protagonist, and they have some sort of great mission that they need to accomplish. Normally, it's never, I need to get the hell out, like Left 4 Dead was. No, they gotta be noble and shit. Frank, I think is his name from Dead Island, had to take all them pictures to tell the public or some shit. And they can't just ever be a rational human being trying not to be eaten. That's why I hate zombie games, really, because it's becoming the same cycle repeated on an endless loop to the point of which I feel bad about myself. And at a certain point, I just really, really want to start focusing on demons again.
Which game was it that originally focused on, like, demons? Wasn't it, like,
I mean, we could always say Doom.
Well, yeah, there was Doom. I know that the newer games have been focused. They've switched their focus from zombies to like alien creatures. I mean, I remember the Call of Duty franchise is doing that, and I don't know how well it's going for them.
Well, here's the thing about alien creatures: XCOM Enemy Unknown was good.
Really, was it? I never played through that one.
I liked it. I liked it way more than I liked most. But I don't know. I'm one of those people who's like, Call of Duty's the same every year. I know Smash Bros. Is too. I don't like Smash Bros. That much either. But, I don't know. It's just kind of, I mean, zombie games, like, here's the thing. A zombie game's a zombie game. Like, if it's aliens, it's still zombies if you have protagonists in an isolated area with the fucking awful. Like, that it's a zombie game. And you have to craft shit and survive, and let's just face it, who wants to play that still? 10-year-olds who want to be edgy and talk about how many M-rated games they have. Let's be honest, that's the market. 10-year-olds who want to talk about how many M-rated games they have. And I honestly don't see why you would want to market to those people, because easy money over integrity. Now, like, whatever, like, Activision, EA, whatever, I don't care. If money is more important than integrity to you, go wild, I don't care. Make as many shitty zombie games as you want. Just advertise it on, like, Xbox Live Arcade or something. Like, don't make me go into GameStop and have to share an environment with Dead Rising 4 or whatever. Like, because, let's be honest, at this point, every zombie game to me is just the Slaughtering Grounds HD edition. The Slaughtering Grounds. What a magical adventure that was. I hate you, Dead Island Studios. I hate everything that has to do with zombies, except for the Evil Dead franchise, because that's kind of demon zombies, and those are cooler. Deadites forever. What do you hate about zombie games, friend?
I gotta say that the fact that, I mean, except the occasional few, like you said, Left 4 Dead and such, alright, it's just the same thing over and over again, you know what I mean? To the point where it just gets annoying over time.
Yeah, like, just too damn many zombie games. Like, here's the thing, and I'm not super against zombie games, I know I've said that, but I hate shitty zombie games. I hate Dead Rising. I hate Dead Island.
Dead Island was not the best in the world, but it was okay for a rainy day, you know what I mean? Someday that you're bored out of your mind and have nothing to do.
Like, I just couldn't play it. Like, okay, I chose the Chinese girl, and first thing I noticed, the controls are ass.
I will agree with you in that statement. The controls in that game suck.
Why is it that every time I move, I feel like I'm playing an ice level? Like, nobody wants that, and it makes me angry. 2, the combat felt wonky, and the animations looked wonky too. I would run around, I would, like, do the jump kick thing, and it always looked so comical and stupid. And I get it. Zombie games are supposed to be comical and stupid. Well, maybe you should stop making them like The Walking Dead if they're supposed to be comical and stupid. Because Dead Island, I could see that, like, as almost comical and stupid. Dead Rising, obviously comical and stupid. But both of them have those elements of trying to kind of be serious, but I don't know. I don't know how I feel about Comedy Central being mixed with AMC, if you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know how to feel. Like, okay, have you ever, like, said a young mama joke, and then the person said, but my mom's dead, and, like, you just feel awkward and weird because everything just went from happy fun times to, oh God, what have I done?
Yeah.
That's zombie games for me. That's zombie games like Dead Rising for me. And I don't know, they're just getting to the point where I just don't dig them anymore. Moving swiftly to the next topic. Memphis, pick one from the list. How about Radio Shack?
Yeah, there you go. That'll work.
Radio Shack's closing its doors. Hallelujah.
Yeah.
They just filed for bankruptcy. Oh, man. I don't know how I feel about that for the main fact that, well, I went into Radio Shack and I got thrown out for loitering. So, to be honest, I don't really care if Radio Shack closes down because who goes into Radio Shack anymore?
Agreed, but then again, you know, there's always there's the always old issue of, for say you need this little transistor or you know, maybe a fuse or something like that. It's not common, you know what I mean? I mean, where are you gonna go to get that now? I mean, like in our area, Radio Shack is the only place that sells those, you know?
Yeah,
there are issues with that, but...
Well, I mean, like, why... Like, here's the thing about Radio Shack, though. Every time I go on to Radio Shack, it's always something I needed a week ago and never the thing I need now. Like, because I'll go in there and I'll try and buy, like, I don't know, some headphones with one of the microphones in them, a 3-ring from Apple or something. And they never have it. I'll go in there, they'll have 20 the next week, but they won't have a cable splitter.
Yep.
But yeah, I don't know, man. They just annoy me. Like, because Radio Shack's just bad, in my opinion. They're just generally bad.
I can agree with that statement, you know. I mean, it's gotten to the point where they overcharge for so much of their stuff that anything other than little, you know, fuses or something like that, and they probably overcharge for those too, but there's nowhere else to get them, so, you know, it's just like anything other than that.
Well,
so
we say nowhere else when we really mean I just don't want to go to, like Dick's Electronics or whatever. I don't want to go to that shady appliance store downtown.
Agreed, you know.
Anyway, that pretty much wraps this shit up. Alright, let's close it out. My name is Clay Cooper, this is my associate Memphis, and this was VMC. Fuck this. Good night!